नेहा, सुनीता और उरांव, सुनीता उरांव अपना परिचय देंगी क्या? सुनीता उरांव,
Sunita, introduce
will you
yourself.
introduce yourself? Sambul, introduce yourself.
गुड इवनिंग सर, मेरा नाम सुनीता उरांव है, कॉलेज ऑफ एग्रीकल्चरल इंजीनियरिंग रांची से।
हाँ जी,
आपके साथ और सारे स्टूडेंट सब ज्वाइन किए हैं सुनीता? I had sent the link to all, but very few students have joined. Good evening, good evening.
यस सर, कर रहे हैं।
हाँ सुनीता, आप अपना नंबर देंगी क्या? फोन नंबर?
यस सर।
अमिताभ
अपना
सर को
नंबर
सब लोग
देंगी
अपना
क्या?
नंबर शेयर कर ले।
हाँ, हम सबको हर वेबिनार में खबर करेंगे। सुनीता, अपना नंबर दें। हाँ,
91
91
22
91 और
22 सर,
22
24
24
63
है
63
63
42
42 9122246342. Sunita. So every week we will be informing you, and you should join because you will be able to listen so many good scholars. Okay. और आप परीक्षा वगैरह देने में आपको बहुत फायदा होगा। IFS, IAS, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, सब तरह के लोग हमारे साथ हैं, और ये सब रैंक होल्डर, गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट, ट्रेनर, सब तरह के लोग हैं हमारे पास, और आपको बहुत फायदा होगा। वेलकम सुनीता। संबुल आपने अपना परिचय नहीं दिया। संबुल।
गुड इवनिंग सर।
हाँ जी, वेलकम।
सर मेरा नाम रेशमी राव है।
क्या है?
सर मेरा नाम रेशमी राव है, मैं बीटेक रांची से कर रही हूँ।
अच्छा, क्या है आपका नाम? आप इतने संबुल लिखी हुई हैं।
संबुल किसी और का वो यूजर आईडी यूज कर रही होगी।
अच्छा, हाँ, तो आपका नाम क्या बताइए?
सर रेशमी राव।
अपना नंबर देंगी क्या?
यस सर।
हाँ जी।
91 42 61 77 यस सर।
06
यस सर।
रेशमी राव।
उरांव।
रेशमी उरांव।
Yeah, she is my student, sir, in Birsa Agriculture University.
अच्छा, बहुत अच्छा। वेलकम।
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
वेलकम।
We have
आज
paper on disaster management in Agriculture University.
वेरी गुड।
Yeah.
हमारे साथ आज जुड़ गए डॉक्टर BS नेगी साहब का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। नेगी साहब, वेलकम टू दिस ग्रुप। दिस इज स्कॉलर ग्रुप। नेगी साहब, वेलकम। डॉक्टर BS नेगी,
Please introduce yourself.
नेगी साहब।
Thank you, sir.
Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Just a minute, sir. Just a minute. Sir, myself, Baldev Singh Negi. I am working here at Himachal Pradesh University, Shimla, as faculty rural development.
अरे वाह, very good. Then you will be able to speak also in one of the webinar in future.
Sure, sir. So I have shared this information. I have
Okay,
shared
I'll be
this
giving you
information with my
information
students
of
also.
all the webinars.
So
So
some of
would you
my
like to
students,
give? Would you like to share your mobile number?
Sir, everybody will leave his or her mobile number in the chat box. All
Okay.
the participants are requested to leave their mobile numbers in the
Okay.
chat box. Okay, with brief introduction. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. नेगी साहब आप अपना दे दीजिए, इसके बाद हम लोग चैट बॉक्स देख लेंगे.
sure sir, 94184
एक मिनट.
184
184
85352.
85352.
Yes,
वेरी
sir.
गुड. ओके. विनय शुक्ला जी लखनऊ से ज्वाइन कर लिए. अतुल कपूर जी ज्वाइन कर लिए. वेलकम वेलकम. सभी का स्वागत है. हमारे प्रसाद साहब अभी नहीं आए.
प्रसाद सर अभी तक ज्वाइन नहीं किए.
हाँ, अभी हम उनको फोन करते हैं.
Kindly make a call to him, sir.
हाँ.
Otherwise, we will request our Sri Chandreshwar
चंद्रेश्वर खान साहब.
who is a very good scholar, very renowned scholar and faculty of IIM, Indian Institute of Management, and served as a very top level in Tata organization at Jamshedpur.
दिव्या चौहान वेलकम. दिव्या चौहान वेलकम. सुनील कुमार वेलकम. विनय शुक्ला जी बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. आप बहुत बढ़िया काम कर रहे हैं. अनुराग कुमार आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है.
प्रणाम सर.
प्रणाम प्रणाम.
He is
प्रणाम.
from
लखनऊ से
He is
अनुराग
from
कुमार
Lucknow.
ज्वाइन किए.
गुड इवनिंग सर.
मैं प्रसाद साहब को फोन करता हूँ.
Sir.
हाँ.
नेगी साहब नमस्कार. मैं पल्लव हूँ. बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आप रूरल डेवलपमेंट में आप काम कर रहे हैं. कौन से डिवीजन में? क्योंकि मैं मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रूरल डेवलपमेंट में इंडियन इकोनॉमिक सर्विस ऑफिसर हूँ और आई एम सिलेक्शन कमिटी मेंबर ऑफ हिमाचल प्रदेश. आई विजिटेड ट्वाइस एंड आई कंडक्ट इंटरव्यू अलोंग विद योर एडिशनल चीफ सेक्रेटरी ऑफ हिमाचल. तो अभी आप रूरल डेवलपमेंट में
Yes, sir.
एमजी नरेगा स्कीम में देख रहा हूँ यहाँ हेडक्वार्टर में मिनिस्ट्री कृषि भवन में. बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आप रूरल डेवलपमेंट में हिमाचल में हैं.
हाँ, हिमाचल प्रदेश यूनिवर्सिटी में है सर.
अच्छा, यूनिवर्सिटी में. गुड. बहुत अच्छा लगा. बहुत सारे चीज हैं. आज ही हमारा पीएम विश्वकर्मा सम्मान जो योजना शुरू हुई है उसमें बहुत ढेर सारा काम हमारा भी इनपुट्स है. हमारे ढेर सारे जितने हैं इसमें डेवलपमेंट कमिश्नर्स जितने हैं एमएसएमई से लेकर के हमारे एमजी नरेगा स्कीम के कमिश्नर्स लोग, दे ऑल पार्टिसिपेटेड एंड वी आर डूइंग ग्रेट जॉब फॉर यूथ जनरेशन. इसलिए आज का टॉपिक को मैं सुनने के लिए आतुर हूँ. इट्स ग्रेट. कभी मिलते हैं डॉक्टर साहब.
Sir, whenever you are visiting to Shimla, you just give a call or you can visit our university. This is
Sure. We'll visit.
Summary, sir.
Thank you.
For instance, sir, I would also like to mention that I am a national consultant of UNDP, and through that position, I have conducted many training programs in Himachal Pradesh, Shimla, with ACS, Additional Chief Secretary, Revenue, and District Magistrate Shimla in the past on the theme of disaster management. So, yeah, so my association
Great, sir.
is also
Great.
with
Great.
your
मैं भी पटना का ही हूँ सर. बिहार में अब पापी पेट का सवाल है, तब अब दिल्ली में आके पोस्टिंग है. तब उसको कुछ
तो मैं
बहुत अच्छा लगा। मेरी जन्मभूमि भी वहीं की है, तो जननी जन्म भूमिश्च स्वर्गादपि गरीयसी ऑलवेज मैं बिलीव करता हूँ। और अभी जो लड़के आपका शुभम कुमार IAS टॉपर, ही इज इन माय डिवीजन। वो आते के साथ सबसे पहले दिन मेरे ही डिवीजन में आके हम लोग के साथ में फोटो खिंचाया। बोला सर बहुत अच्छा लगा कि बिहार के रहने वाले हमले। हाँ, मैं 8 स्टेट का सिलेक्शन कमेटी मेंबर कम ये हूँ। तो लेट्स सी सर, लेट्स होप फॉर द बेस्ट।
Let's hope for the best, right? Yeah, thank you very much.
जी,
So we'll have much time to talk later on also.
जी जी, आप शुरू, मुझे लगता है कि अमिताभ सर शुरुआत करवाएं।
हाँ, पल्लव साहब इज ए वेरी मीन्स ग्रेट स्कॉलर, बहुत अच्छा बोलते हैं और उनको इकोनॉमिक्स का इतना बढ़िया अध्ययन है। हमारे 2-4 वेबिनार को उन्होंने संभाला है और इतना बढ़िया संभाला है, और इनके सुनने व्यूअर्स भी बहुत हैं। तो हम पल्लव साहब,
थैंक यू सर, ये आप लोगों का आशीर्वाद है एंड आई एम हैप्पी टू शेयर द प्लेटफॉर्म। बहुत अच्छा लगा एंड खास करके जो हम लोग ये किए हैं अमृत सरोवर योजना, वाज अभी तो पूरे इंडिया में, पूरे वर्ल्ड में अब इसकी चर्चा है। थैंक यू।
बहुत बढ़िया। और पल्लव साहब ये भी प्रयत्नशील हैं कि जो हम लोगों के वेबिनार से अच्छी बातें उभर के आए उसको दिल्ली में इम्प्लीमेंट करने का प्रयास करेंगे। और सुनील साहब यहाँ पर बिहार में उसको इंट्रोड्यूस करने का प्रयास करेंगे और हम लोग भी इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं। प्रसाद साहब ने तो कल अनाउंस किया कि जितने भी हमारे फैकल्टी हैं सबका ये ले लीजिए, जितने भी लोग बोलने आ रहे हैं उनका रिज्यूम ले लीजिए, जिससे उनका ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रचार करें और हम अपने ग्रुप में ज्यादा से ज्यादा अपने स्कॉलर्स का चर्चा करेंगे। बहुत सारी ऐसी चर्चा होती हैं जो लोगों की किसी को पसंद आती है, किसी को नहीं आती है, उस पर ध्यान नहीं देना है। तो हम अब चाहते हैं, प्रसाद साहब फोन अभी उठा नहीं रहे हैं, लगता है किसी काम में बिजी होंगे, तो हम चाहेंगे कि हमारे अद्वितीय, मतलब एकदम जिनका एक्सेप्शन नहीं है, हमारे चंद्रेश्वर खान साहब जो हमारे स्कॉलर्स हैं, वो मैंने बेस्ट फैकल्टी अवार्ड विनर हैं, टाटा में रह चुके हैं और अभी जमशेदपुर में हैं और हमारे गुरु रह चुके हैं। तो हम चाहेंगे कि हमारे चंद्रेश्वर खान साहब इसका शुरुआत करें। वी आर अप्रोचिंग, वी आर मोर देन 50 एट प्रेजेंट। चंद्रेश्वर खान साहब, चंद्रेश्वर खान साहब, चंद्रेश्वर खान साहब,
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मैं प्रभावित हूँ, दिलीप साहब से एक बार हमारी बातचीत हुई है, क्योंकि रत्नाकर जी ने भी मुझे बताया था। आज के विषय पर हम सीधे आए। रोजगार सबसे बड़ी जरूरत है, क्योंकि रोजगार के माध्यम से ही जीवन का आधार बनता है और जीवन का आधार क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ इस हिसाब से बनता है कि कैसे हम रोजगार में संलग्न हो गए हैं और कैसे रोजगार में हम अपनी सेवा में और कोई उपयोग जो चीजें हम बनाते हैं उसकी क्वालिटी को बढ़ाते हैं। तो क्वालिटी ऑफ वर्क, क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ से जुड़ी हुई सारी चीजें यदि युवाओं में रोजगार मिल गया तो उनके बैठने का समय जो एक शक्ति, बहुत बड़ी युवा शक्ति जो बेकार जा रही है, जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं वेस्ट, तो वो यदि समुचित उसका उपयोग हो तो उसके लिए जितने प्रयास किए जाएंगे वो सब सफल हैं, सब अच्छे हैं। तो इस परिप्रेक्ष्य में दिलीप जी ने जो सोचा और उन्होंने इस विषय वस्तु को रखा, और बड़ी बात पल्लव जी जो अभी बता रहे थे, जोशी साहब जो बता रहे थे इस बात की भी खुशी है कि भारी मात्रा में युवा जन मौजूद हैं और हम सभी लाभान्वित होंगे इनके प्रशिक्षण से। और मुझे ये कहने का मन हो रहा है कि अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, काइंडली लिसन टू मी वेरी वेरी केयरफुली, इससे बड़ा डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट नहीं होता है। This is bringing, unemployment is bringing all kinds of problems, and the people who are responsible, one is myself, if I am unemployed, I have to make me employed, and the provisions could be created, the opportunities could be created so that people are availing it. So we welcome you and welcome all the audience, the seekers, to see these kind of things. With this, thank you very much. And Amitabh ji, let us request Dilip Sahab to proceed further so that we are listening from him. Thank you so much, and wish all the participants and all of us a very good evening so that we are learning from this. Thank you so much.
हम दिलीप साहब के साथ हम लोगों ने बहुत सा काम प्रोग्राम करवाया है, पटना में भी कराया और हम लोग वेस्टर्न रिजॉर्ट हरियाणा में भी साथ में थे और हम लोगों ने हर तरह का मॉक ड्रिल वगैरह सब तरह का डिजास्टर का प्रोग्राम अपने टाइम में करवाया था। तो हमको पूरा और दिलीप साहब पहले भी बोल चुके हैं डिजास्टर पर और उनको पसंद करने वाले बहुत लोग हैं क्योंकि ज्ञान है उनके पास और ज्ञान जिसके पास होता है उसको कोई रोक नहीं सकता, उसको आगे बढ़ना ही है। और ये ज्ञान उनके पास जो है जिसके बदौलत वो आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, उस ज्ञान को लेकर के अपने स्टूडेंट को भी बढ़ाना चाहते हैं। आज आप सुन के मंत्रमुग्ध रह जाएंगे। हमारे पल्लव जी भी हैं, विश्वरंजन चटर्जी भी हैं, श्रुति पारमार मैम भी हैं, डॉक्टर BS नेगी भी हैं, बड़े बड़े और भी लोग हैं और हमारे बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स भी जुड़ गए हैं MBA के हिमाचल प्रदेश से, सब जगह से। और ये हमारे लिए बहुत सौभाग्य की बात है। वी आर मोर देन 50 एट प्रेजेंट और अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट पर हम लोग बात करेंगे। नागाराजन जी ने कुछ कमेंट लिखा था। नागाराजन जी, यू कैन स्पीक ऑल्सो इफ यू वांट टू स्पीक, तो आप उनसे क्वेश्चन भी पूछ सकते हैं। यू कैन ऐड ऑल्सो वट एवर द स्पीकर इज टेलिंग, नो इफ यू वांट टू ऐड समथिंग, इफ यू हैव टू से समथिंग, you can add also to make this webinar successful also, or let us implement the good thing of this webinar और इसको अपने प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में इम्प्लीमेंट करके हम लोग एम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ाने का चेष्टा करेंगे। ये आज के हमारे वेबिनार का उद्देश्य है। तो मैं बहुत स्वागत करता हूं अपने सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स का और दिलीप साहब का, और दिलीप साहब से अनुरोध करता हूं, करबद्ध अनुरोध करता हूं कि वो अपना ये शुरू करें और हम लोग उसका आनंद लें।
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Amitabh sir. Thank you, Chandreshwar Khan sir. My head bows in great respect for both of you. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk about this cross-cutting issue of disaster management. Lately, it has been integrated with climate change adaptation also. So I will talk about both. More so, I will elaborate a little about the job opportunities, which are available in this particular sector. And there is too much to explore in this sector also. Now I am working briefly. Now I am working as senior advisor, HRD, Training and Capacity Building with the Bihar State Disaster Management Authority, Patna. Okay, so I have prepared a small presentation. First, I will elaborate. I will give you exposure about what is disaster, how it is managed, and what is the institutional framework existing in the country also. So I have prepared a small PPT, and on that I will elaborate about different aspects of disaster management, which will eventually tell you about the job opportunities and how the youth can harness the potential of this particular sector, which is highly fertile, I tell you. And this is the right time to join this sector. When I had joined this sector, at that time actually it was formless, you can say, in a way. Now, we were just clueless in which direction we were moving. Not even Disaster Management Act was passed. There was no institutional framework. So we had started from a scratch way back in 2002, when United Nations Development Program's Disaster Risk Management Program was implemented across the country. At that time, I had joined this sector. I started working in Odisha also, but now it has grown too much. So many books, so many literature, much research has also been done in this particular sector, and now a lot of people are joining this particular sector, and they are having rewarding career also. Many institutes, universities, they have opened up, and there are courses also available at the onset. In fact, only IGNU was conducting one certificate training program, but now there are so many universities and institutions which are involved with the courses, and they are also teaching different types of certificate, diploma, or graduate, postgraduate courses on disaster management now. So there is, a huge requirement of human resource, particularly in this sector. So I have prepared a small presentation. Those who are new to disaster management, they will also know what is disaster management, and then actually, I will keep the session in discussion mode, because it should be an interactive session. You might be having a lot of questions in your mind, and that way I feel that if I will keep it interactive, that would be much better. Sir, so now I'm sharing my presentation. So please allow. Can you see?
Okay. Oh, you can join. No, you can add it because it is automatic. And Akhori Prasad Sahab has also joined. Prasad Sahab का स्वागत है.
Welcome, welcome.
प्रसाद साहब को प्रणाम. प्रसाद साहब आप ज्वाइन, आप उसमें ऐड करिए, आ जाएगा.
Sir, is my presentation visible to you all?
Not at present, not visible.
Google.in sharing a window stop sharing. I have shared, sir. पता नहीं क्या हुआ अभी. अच्छा, okay.
Refresh, you can do refresh.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah. Your windows. Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Yes, it has come. It is okay. It is okay.
Okay, so
it is okay.
The topic which has been given to me,
disaster management and opportunities for youth. बहुत अच्छा टॉपिक आज हम लोग ले रहे हैं.
Sir.
और प्रसाद साहब कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे क्या? प्रसाद साहब.
Okay. Please, sir.
गौरी प्रसाद साहब.
Something before I proceed, sir. Say, sir.
Okay, you proceed.
Who, me?
Proceed.
Okay, sir. So first I will talk about disaster. It is any natural or man-made event which has the potential to cause loss of life and damage to property and environment. So in the year 2005, Disaster Management Act was passed, and afterwards, can you see the slide?
Yeah.
Disaster Management Act.
Yeah, it is visible, but
yeah,
you can full size, full screen. You can,
full screen.
you can. It will be better if you come in the full screen mode.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Is it okay now?
Yes. साइड से थोड़ा कट जा रहा है, लेकिन ठीक है.
Good. Carry on.
Okay, this is a definition given in Disaster Management Act 2005. You can access it from internet also. You can download a copy. So Disaster Management Act. It was passed in the year 2005. So, and definitions of different terms which are used in disaster management, they are mentioned there. But I mean, basically, a disaster means any natural or man-made event which has the potential to cause loss of life and damage to property and environment. हिंदी में जैसे बोलते हैं कि जब भी कोई डिजास्टर आता है तो सबसे पहले क्या होता है, जान माल की हानि होती है ना। जैसे मोरक्को में भी क्या आया था, भूकंप 6.8 रिक्टर स्केल पे, हाँ मोरक्को में। तो 6.8 रिक्टर स्केल पे पूरा है जो वो शहर बर्बाद हो गया। हेलो, एम आई ऑडिबल?
Yes, very good.
Audible.
Audible, visible, both.
सर तो 6.8 पे रिक्टर स्केल पे पूरा मोरक्को का वो शहर बर्बाद हो गया, सोचिए। लेकिन वही जापान में आता 7 रिक्टर स्केल 7.5 पे, तो क्या जापान में कुछ होता है? द आंसर इज बिग नो। सो व्हाट मैटर्स अ लॉट, प्रिपेयर्डनेस। इवन अ डिजास्टर लाइक अर्थक्वेक कैन बी मैनेज्ड। तो अब तो अभी मैं गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया दिल्ली में गया था, तो वहाँ एक, अभी फिलहाल मैं दिल्ली में ही हूँ, लेकिन हाँ वो दिल्ली में एक यहाँ पे कार्यक्रम में आया था एनडीए में, तो वहाँ बोल रहे थे कि एवरी डिजास्टर इज मैन मेड डिजास्टर, नो डिजास्टर इज नेचुरल डिजास्टर, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट प्रोटेक्टिंग आवरसेल्व्स फ्रॉम द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ डिजास्टर, दैट्स व्हाई वी आर इनकरिंग डैमेज एंड लॉस इन द इवेंट ऑफ डिजास्टर्स। सो ये कहा कि अपनी तैयारी कितनी आप बढ़ा सकते हैं, अपने रिस्क को कितना आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं। तो थोड़ा मैं आपको सोचा कि थोड़ा बता दूं कि इतिहास क्या है डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का। पहले हम लोग रिलीफ एंड बांटने में विश्वास रखते थे। लोग मर गए, घायल हो गए, उनको है जो सहायता पहुंचा दो, क्या करूं, भगवान की मर्जी थी, गॉड विलिंग, दैट्स व्हाई वी कुडंट डू एनीथिंग। आल्सो आफ्टर द डिजास्टर वी वर गिविंग relief, okay, to those people or to the victims of the families, कि कुछ है जो फिर अपनी जिंदगी की गाड़ी पटरी पर वो ला सके। तो IDNDR से जो यूनाइटेड नेशंस का एजेंडा था 10 साल के लिए पहले, इंटरनेशनल डिकेड फॉर नेचुरल डिजास्टर रिडक्शन के तौर पे उन लोगों ने इसको डिक्लेयर किया 1990 से 2000। तो डिजास्टर के तरफ है जो लोगों का ध्यान गया, वर्ल्ड वाइड है जो लोगों का ध्यान गया कि नहीं, यो डिजास्टर इज अ सीरियस इशू एंड वी हैव टू थिंक अबाउट इट। वी कैन नॉट से दैट इट इज एन एक्ट ऑफ गॉड एंड वी कांट डू एनीथिंग। वी कैन डू सो मच टू रिड्यूस लॉस ऑफ लाइफ एंड डैमेज टू प्रॉपर्टी एंड एनवायरनमेंट, राइट। तो IDNDR जो है उससे वो शुरुआत हुई। फिर ह्यूगो फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ एक्शन आया, 5 इसमें स्ट्रेटजी अपनाए गए, ठीक है। लेकिन ये भी था रिस्पांस और रिलीफ सेंट्रिक ज्यादा था। तो 2005 से 2015 तक हम लोगों ने काम किया। फॉर्चुनेटली इंडिया में भी इस पे पैरेलल काम चलता रहा। आप देखें जैसे कि 2000 में हमारे यहाँ भी we published a high powered committee report in which actually we identified all disasters occurring in India and we tried to establish an institutional mechanism in the country to manage the disasters. So I tell you, India is a theater of disasters. Like actors come and go in a theater, they act and go. Likewise in India also different types of disasters occur. You don't have to go to Harvard and Oxford to learn about disaster. India is the best laboratory to learn about disaster management. I say it emphatically in my classes also, because so many the disaster profile of the country is different due to its unique physiography. In north there is landslide, earthquake, flood, but in south there is drought, tsunami, coastal disaster, so many things. I mean there are so many examples that I can give you. Cyclone, due to long coastline, we are having that kind of problem. So if you want to learn about different types of disasters, India is the best country to learn it. So you can hone up your skills, you can work in the field in the disaster. There are institutions also where you can learn about the nitty-gritty of disaster management. You can hone up your skills and then you can have a very good rewarding professional career into it. Hugo framework of action that was implemented from 2005 to 2015, and in 2005 in India, Disaster Management Act was implemented by Indian Parliament. Okay, so that was a big milestone. There was a paradigm shift from relief centric to preparedness and mitigation. Okay, so that kind of change occurred in Indian system, and Department of Relief was converted into Department of Disaster Management. It was not the sole duty of department to just distribute relief, but in the normal situation also, now we had to work for the preparedness, so that in disaster time we have to work less. It is said that if you spend $1 on preparedness, then you will be saving around $100 in the event of disaster. So the focus shifted. Why not work on preparedness? Why not make the system resilient to disasters also? See, so that kind of thinking started coming into play, and the strategic shift occurred in the entire policy making. And now we are working more on disaster management aspect rather than relief and response mode also. So that this is called paradigm shift in disaster management, which happened after Hugo framework also. Moreover, Disaster Management Act was passed in the country, and from that time on, we started working for disaster preparedness and mitigation more rather than distributing relief to the victims or families of the victims. Okay. When it ended in 2015, then we had a new framework. This is all United Nations framework. 192 countries are signatories to it, and a Sendai framework of action that which is currently operational from 2015 to 2030. This Sendai framework of action is being implemented. Yes.
Sorry to intervene. No change in PP presentation.
Sendai framework of action. The fourth block, third block. Can you see? Can you see the slide?
Yeah, slide is first slide only. That has not been changed. Nagarajan is telling that only.
Which slide, sir? Is it okay now?
Only first slide, means definition of disaster DM Act 2005 is appearing there. Okay. So we have not gone to second, third.
But I had changed slide. What happened? Should I stop sharing and do it again? Okay.
Yeah.
No, not to do again.
Okay, sir. Hold on.
Only slide share.
Slide share that slide. So please.
Now again you share your slide, huh? And then slowly
sir.
go one by one.
Chaitanya Singh from Bangalore. He is also a great experienced person. He has joined. Sunil Kumar also has joined. Sunil Kumar from Delhi. Both have joined. So that
good evening, everybody. Good evening.
Kiran Jalli.
Good evening, everybody.
Welcome.
My colleague in Central University.
Kiran Jalli, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, sir. I would like that in every webinar you should come.
Sure,
very good. Shahjad also, Anwar Shahjad Sahab has also joined. So today is a very important topic. So we should listen very carefully. और इसको हम लोग ये करें क्या मतलब रिकॉर्डिंग करके इसको बहुत एडवर्टाइज करेंगे. हमारे साथ बहुत एक्टिव लोग भी आ गए हैं और बहुत जगह से लोग
अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी इज ए प्रोफेसर देयर.
शाहजाद जी आप भी कुछ विषय पे यू विल हैव टू स्पीक. और चैतन्य जी यू हैव प्रॉमिस्ड दैट गुंजन जी आल्सो विल स्पीक. उनको तैयार कीजिए.
Yeah.
Sure, she will. Actually, she's been a little busy.
Slide number 4.
But I think I'm so sorry.
Number 4.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Has it been projected?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want
We are
Slide
to
can
talking
change.
about this, how actually the journey of disaster management started in the country. So first of all, the international strategy, international decade for national disaster reduction was natural disaster reduction was implemented by the United Nations, and whole decade was observed as IDNDR, just to think about strategies, ways, and means to reduce the disaster-related losses across the world. And all the member countries of the United Nations, they pledged to reduce the disaster losses uh, through different innovative strategies. And 1990 to 2000, that decade was observed as IDNDR. And in year 2000, Government of India published this HPC report, High Powered Committee report, in which five different types of disasters were identified, and under that there are about 31 different types of disasters, sub disasters, which have been identified. I will come to that later on. Then in 2005, that was a landmark year because international strategy for disaster risk reduction that was developed, a Hugo framework of action that is called HFA, which was implemented over a period of 10 years, starting from 2005 to 2015. In India also significant change occurred, and Disaster Management Act was implemented. Then came Sendai Framework of Action. Sendai Framework of Action that is being implemented from 2015 till 2030. It will be operational because it is international strategy for disaster risk reduction, and four priority areas with seven targets we are working, and world over we are trying to align it with another strategy called SDG. There are 17 sustainable development goals which have been identified by the United Nations to work so that sustainable development can take place in the era of climate change, and the impact of climate change can be minimized. And so year 2015 was a watershed year, strategically speaking, for disaster risk reduction, because at this time the threat of climate change was also uh, realized, and in Paris Agreement 2015, it was placed by all UN members that the world's temperature should not go beyond uh, from 1.5 to 2 degrees C by the end of this century, and we all are working on that. So then, in the disaster risk management, or DRR, disaster risk reduction, was integrated with this climate change adaptation. So now both are, taken together, because if global warming is occurring, that will lead to more hydrometeorological disasters like flood, drought, lightning, cyclone, and all these events will increase manifold. According to one study, more than 20 to 30% increase will be recorded in the coming years in case we are unable to contain the global warming within 1.5 to 2 degrees C by the turn of the century or so. So it will affect our food security also. There will be more flooding, more coastal flooding, more nations will be submerged due to coastal flooding, and there will be a lot of problems. More diseases will erupt. See, even COVID-19, that that was actually okay, a genetically engineered virus which was not controlled properly by Chinese, that accidentally that was accidentally released in Wuhan lab, and due to that entire world suffered. Moreover, actually there are chances of more such diseases in future also due to impact of climate change, because the mutation will occur in different viruses and bacteria. They will create new types of communicable diseases. So the world should be ready for that also. Therefore, we have to take the threat of climate change seriously. Climate is changing and it's a reality. There is no doubt about it. And we all have to work in tandem to deal with the impacts of climate change. So I am changing the slide now. Now, can you see another slide? Is it visual to you all? HPC.
It is visual. Dilip, I think you can just do full screen first.
A full screen that I have done. And then I'm checking the slide, but actually when I am scrolling, it is not appearing on the screen on Google Meet.
Okay, okay, please go ahead.
No, sir. Dilip sir, full screen will be done. आप नीचे में आप देखेंगे नीचे स्क्रॉल में एक फुल स्क्रीन आता है, उसको आप क्लिक कर दें तो वो पूरा आ जाएगा। आपके साइड वाला मार्जिन नहीं आएगा, पूरा स्क्रीन आपका स्लाइड ही दिखेगा। ये आप करके देखें।
What is appearing on the screen? HPC 2000?
नहीं सर, ये फुल स्क्रीन में नीचे में एक फुल स्क्रीन में सिर्फ उसी स्लाइड का स्क्रीन दिखेगा और कुछ नहीं दिखेगा। एनीवे, इफ यू आर नॉट, कई बार ये हो जाता है, कैरी ऑन, बट स्लाइड हैज चेंज नाउ।
Slide has changed now.
Yeah.
Can you see which slide is being projected on the screen now? HPC 2000.
Types of hazards.
Yeah, natural and man-made hazards.
Yeah, water and chemical related, geological.
Disaster, that is called hydrometeorological disaster now. Geological disaster like earthquake, landslide, avalanche, etc. They come under geological disaster. So this is the classification of Government of India in HPC report 2000. Right, sir? Joshi, sir?
Yes, right. Well, correct. Absolutely correct.
Yeah. So I have categorized them in natural and man-made. What? For clarity purpose. Because man-made, chemical, industrial, nuclear disaster, accident, that is called CBRN, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear disaster. When you will get into the subject, then you will come to know. Okay, and all types of accident, railroad, airship, they come under accident. Biological disaster, one we witnessed like COVID-19, then dengue, malaria, communicable diseases. Third world countries are suffering more from communicable and epidemics. So the epidemic is also a man-made disaster. We are unable to control the cause of disease. That's why actually epidemic, pandemic, or whatever, these things occur. So these are man-made disasters. So under these 5 categories, there are sub-categories. There are 31 types of disasters. Right, sir?
Right. Okay.
Can you see the next slide now?
India showing map.
Yes, it is seen now.
Yeah.
Earthquake hazard joining map.
दूसरा आ गया, मैप आ गया इंडिया का।
Yeah, map India ka I am showing. Just to give you an idea, entire world has been divided into 5 zones for earthquake. Zone 5 is the most dangerous, Zone 1 is the least. So now Zone 1 has been eliminated. There are 4 zones only, because 2, 3, 4, 5. And earthquake is measured on Richter scale. You all might be knowing. Okay. And what is the name of the instrument which is used to detect earthquake, which measures the earthquake on Richter scale? That is seismograph. Okay. So you can see the Himalayan zone is extremely prone to earthquake. Okay, because Himalaya itself, Himalaya was born due to a severe earthquake long time ago also. That's why that zone is extremely prone to earthquake. So in the Himalayan zone, you find earthquake proneness, then landslide and avalanche. These geological disasters occur in the Himalayan zones frequently. So the entire map I am showing you, different zones. You can see now what is the percentage like. The red zone is the most dangerous zone. Gujarat, Kutch, it had experienced one severe earthquake on 26th January 2001. Okay. In Bihar also, in Munger, 1934, a severe earthquake had struck. In Kangra, 1904, in Himachal, there was a severe earthquake, okay, which had destroyed a lot of houses, a lot of people had died also. And so this is the earthquake map of India. About 60% landmass is prone to earthquake. So earthquake preparedness is required. We have to, in fact, develop our houses earthquake resilient. And there are 2 options only for that. One is either we go for retrofitting of old houses or new construction should be done according to BIS standard prescribed for different earthquake zones or seismic zones. Right? So earthquake earthquakes don't kill people, but the buildings do. Okay. Now can you see the flood map?
Yeah.
This is the flood zone map of India. North India is extremely prone to flood because there are perennial rivers flowing across the country. Okay, and they are flooded during the monsoon. And the catchment areas from catchment areas they receive a lot of water, and that eventually causes flood in the adjoining areas. Flood zonation is being done. This is the flood hazard map of India. Entire atlas is available on the net on the net, and that is free in the public domain also. And the vulnerability atlas of India has been prepared by BMTPC, which is an organization of Government of India. Okay, which stands for Building Material Technology Promotion Council. At the bottom, at the left, you can see on the screen BMTPC. Okay, that publishes vulnerability atlas based on remote sensing, space technology, so many data they receive and all. Okay, this is the drought map. Can you see the drought map of India? Now, states affected by drought in India.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so I think now the scrolling is occurring smoothly. Now I can switch on to different slides. Okay, so orange zone, that is the drought-prone zone in India. Then Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, these are the states which are severely affected by drought. And NDVI is lower or normalized differential vegetative index, or rainfall. When the rainfall is below normal, then actually the drought-like condition occurs. And there are set parameters also under which Government of India evaluates the occurrence of drought. If those parameters are satisfied, then one state is declared under the drought, and accordingly the relief work is done. See, now can you see this slide? This is, I am telling you about the vulnerability of India to different disasters. Okay, this is a cyclone hazard map. The coastal areas are extremely prone to cyclone. Which eastern coast or western coast? Which coast is more prone to cyclone? Eastern coast is more prone to cyclone, and particularly in the western zone, Kandla region in Gujarat, and that is prone to cyclone. So, but now we have very good early warning system for cyclone, and now we are in a position to alert our people from the occurrence of cyclones. Timely evacuation is done, and now the loss of life has been minimized. Earlier, I tell you, in 1999 cyclone, super cyclone of Odisha, more than 12,000 people died, a lot of houses were damaged also. But now the condition has changed. People are evacuated to safety. We can issue alert 72 hours in advance, then in 24 hours in advance we can issue warning also, and that way we can protect the lives of people in the coastal region. We have built cyclone shelters also, which are helpful in saving lives of people and the cattle also. They are actually shifted timely to those cyclone shelters, and when that cyclone passes, then actually they move out for move out and go to their houses. So the preparedness has increased in the country. This is what I want to say. And early warning system, that is also helping a lot in uh, alerting the people from any disaster. I think somebody's mic is on, and due to that there is disturbance. Please mute your mic. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So this is the disaster profile of the country, natural disasters and man-made disaster. You name, I mean, war, then accidents, railroad, airship, terrorist attack. I mean, these things are always there, and like earthquake, they can happen anywhere, anytime. So there is no early warning for earthquake, I tell you. Maybe we are having early warning for flood, cyclone, drought, even to some extent for lightning also, but we don't have any early warning for earthquake. See, and due to lack of early warning for earthquake, what is happening is we are not in a position to forecast earthquake. Okay, a lot of damages are occurring. What are you seeing on the screen? Lightning disaster. Due to charge separation, lightning occurs. There are two types of lightning. One is cloud to cloud. Another one is cloud to ground. Right? Can you see the slide? Is it visible to you all? Just I am trying to explain the phenomenon of lightning, cloud to ground lightning. Okay? Can somebody respond whether, I mean, hello? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is cloud to ground lightning, and it is striking more and more now because of climate change. So studies are going on, and there is one instrument that is called Doppler radar. Doppler radar helps in detecting the cause of lightning, and that is cumulonimbus cloud. Cumulonimbus cloud that causes lightning. There are different types of clouds, cirrus cloud, and there are other types of clouds also. But only this specific cumulonimbus cloud, that is a highly charged cloud. Mostly they are formed in pre-monsoon and post-monsoon seasons, and they are causing lightning. Okay. So Doppler radar detects that, and when we get the information, we try to disseminate information to the people in Bihar. We have developed one mobile app also to alert people. That is Indra Vajra. Government of India dot has also developed one app that is called Sachet app, which is downloadable from Google Play Store. You can utilize it. Okay, to get information regarding lightning strikes that may occur in your area also. So it is linked with Google Map, that Sachet map, and Sachet app is downloadable from Google Play Store. Forest fire risk is also increasing in the country. Even countries like US, Canada, Australia, and all, they are having lot many episodes of forest fire. And in the recent times, they have incurred heavy losses due to forest fire. It is unmanageable. Once the inferno starts, then it is very difficult to control. So this is the forest fire map of government of India. The red spots, show you the forest regions. So wherever there are forests, there is threat of fire. Maybe man-made causes, or maybe natural causes. They can, create a fire, or like if there is lightning in the forest, then that will be a natural cause for forest fire. Okay. So basically, the aim of disaster management, aims of disaster management are mentioned here. There are three aims worldwide. Actually, people are working to reduce loss of life and damage to property and environment in the event of any disaster. Particularly in these three aspects, planners, scientists, workers of disaster management, they all are trying to do this. to reduce the potential losses from hazards, assure prompt and appropriate assistance to victims when necessary, because golden hours should not be lost. If you have got victim, you should provide first aid to them and they should be transported to the hospital immediately without losing the golden hour, so that the lives can be saved. This is the whole idea. Achieve rapid and durable recovery. So rapid and durable recovery in case like for an earthquake. If somebody's house collapses in the earthquake, then that house has to be rebuilt and it has to be built back better. This is the concept of World Bank. So BBB concept has been developed. Because you will develop same kind of infrastructure. So in the event of that particular same magnitude of disaster, it will meet with the same fate. So to avoid that, it is always said that we should go for BBB. That concept has been promoted by World Bank. Okay. So disaster management is all about risk management. That's why now it has been the lexicon has been changed to disaster risk reduction, DRR. Now we are saying. Earlier we were saying disaster management, and what happened? Disaster risk management. That terminology was used. Now actually it has been made more scientific, and disaster risk reduction. Disaster risk reduction. Now this terminology is being used worldwide. In short, this is called DRR. So it is all related to risk management. Risk is nothing but probability of an event and its negative consequences. So when hazard meets vulnerability, then disaster occurs. There is only one equation in disaster management which is frequently used. Disaster is equal to hazard multiplied with vulnerability. So disaster risk reduction, the systematic approach and practice of managing uncertainty to minimize potential harm and losses. So whatever the aims of disaster management are, those things are related with disaster risk reduction. Okay, so it is connected directly with that. So if we enhance the capacity, what will happen? The resilience will be more, and disaster related losses will be minimized. So see the third point. Can you see? Disaster is equal to hazard multiplied by vulnerability. Okay. So if we divide it by capacity, what will happen? The effect of disaster will be minimized. Right? So we should not allow hazard to get converted into disaster. So for that, what do we need to do? We have to enhance the capacity, and capacity enhancement can be done through awareness, through training, through mock drill, through disaster management planning at different levels. So risk analysis, that is the main part. So in disaster management now, disaster risk reduction is the key concept, and everything is under risk. But at times actually we have to accept the residual risk also. With that we have to move on. We cannot eliminate the risk to zero. So this is the risk analysis framework. So I'm just showing you for concept purpose. This is not a class of disaster management. I have to just give you some insight so that I can keep you in discussion mode. Some basic things I will be telling you. The government of India, I tell you, gives a compensation for 12 different types of disasters. And states can declare some local disasters as state disasters, and local government can dole out fund for that. So can you see the slide of list of disasters on the screen?
Yeah, visible. Good.
Yes. Avalanches, cyclone, cloudburst, these are notified disasters by Government of India. If the death occurs from any of these disasters, then Government of India will give compensation of rupees 4 lakh to the nearest kin of the victim. Is it okay? Yeah. So these are the 12 types of disasters. In Bihar also we have identified 10 local disasters. Okay. So there is disaster management cycle, under this is the basic concept of disaster management. So we have to work for all the aspects for disaster resilience. Can you see the disaster management cycle?
Yeah, Daksha, it is visible.
Yeah, very well. So search and rescue, what happens when disaster occurs? We conduct search and rescue operation, then recovery operation is done, then rehabilitation, short term, medium term, long term, reconstruction, that is also same. Then we get into preparedness and mitigation because that is more proactive, prevention, mitigation, and then again we start preparing the community to face impending disasters in a better way so that the losses and damages can be minimized through strategic ways and means. So that is the whole idea of risk reduction or vulnerability reduction. Without that, it is not possible to reduce losses. Okay, so we everywhere around the world actually people are working, planners are also working on these aspects for disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation. Okay, so this is very, very essential mitigation strategy. Somewhat I want to show you. You can see the mitigation strategy. So human resource that is required. Here comes the question of employment. So now I tell you, every university, every institute, every bank, I mean NDMA, SDMA authorities, they're at all district level according to uh, Chapter 4 of Disaster Management Act, district disaster management authorities have been created. So everywhere manpower is required. Without skilled and knowledgeable manpower, we cannot deal with disasters. Everybody cannot work in disaster. For that, you need to have formal education, formal training, and a good exposure or experience in the field of disaster management. Then you would be able to do some proactive work, and that will eventually help in developing a resilient society. So, disaster management is not a one man show, it's a teamwork. Team, even I think you all are management. Most of the students are from management background. They might be knowing what does the team acronym stand for. Team means T for together, E for everyone, A for achieves, and M for more. So together everyone achieves more. We need different types of team for disaster management, like search and rescue team, medical team, first aid, then shelter management team, food and nutrition team, then Caracas management team, early warning team. So Government of India has identified 10 different types of teams which should be constituted at different levels. But what I say is, even at each village level for community-based disaster preparedness, if we establish two types of team, first aid and search and rescue, then disaster-related losses can be minimized greatly, to a large extent, in other words. Okay, so uh, there is possibility of achieving resilience. We can have good infrastructure into place. We can have resilient system and processes. Okay, which will eventually help us in uh, managing the disasters and minimizing the related losses. So much fund is available. I mean, so many students have joined from Jharkhand also. So for them, I am showing, even there is a. I had been to this Charia coal field. Okay, can you see? So there is fire beneath. Can you see the slide?
Yeah, Daksha, visible.
Yes, sir.
Charia coal fire. So Charia is a township. So I mean, there are two disasters which have occurred in Dhanbad. I tell you, they figure in top 10 disasters, mining disasters. I tell you, of the world. We have got to be careful, and this is another huge disaster in the making. All red zones you can see, those are coal seams, black sea coal seams. If we have visited a coal mine, underground coal mine, then you might be having idea what a coal seems like, even in an open cast mine also. From when you travel from Ranchi to Hazaribagh, one road was also disrupted for 6 7 months because suddenly fire had occurred at the roadside, and that road had collapsed. In the open mining on seam had started burning. So now new route has been created, and that new route is operational. So but in Jharia, entire township is located on the fire. So many experts, and yeah, for the past more than 100 years, that fire is burning. So many attempts have been taken up to douse the fire, to control the fire. According to the reports of Coal India, it has been said that at 70 different sites they have been able to control the fire also. But the large part is burning, and that is the best quality of coal in the world, bituminous coal, highest carbon content, highest calorific value, and it is now planned that Jharia township should be shifted to other location, and remaining coal should be mined out. But but the people are protesting. They don't want to shift due to socio-political reasons, and so. But they are really playing with fire, and this is a very dangerous situation. Evacuation must be done at the earliest. Only that thing will help them. Otherwise, a serious disaster might occur. Now, I tell you something about the coastal flooding, global warming impact. If we are not following low carbon pathway of development, that will eventually lead to serious consequences. And coastal flooding is one of them. Sea level is rising, hydrometeorological disasters will increase, then epidemics will increase, food security will be threatened, agriculture production will be reduced under the impact of climate change. That's why now we are converting to green energy. Bill Gates says that we are emitting about 51 billion tons of carbon dioxide per year, and we have to get to zero by 2100, which is a Herculean task. It's a very difficult task, big challenge lies there, because we have to decarbonize our energy sector. We have to shift to renewable energy from non-renewable ones, and so many challenges are involved. For that, we need to work. We have to plant more trees. We have to, adopt eco-friendly lifestyle. We should not pollute our environment. Pollution is a big threat. Carbon dioxide emission is going on, and if we do not contain the emission of carbon dioxide, then world is going to witness a serious situation in the years to come. Impacts of climate change are also visible in many countries now. Okay, biodiversity loss is occurring. So many diseases are occurring. I mean, agriculture productivity is coming down. So the rainfall pattern is changing. Even the area which was not receiving rainfall earlier, that area is now being flooded. So drought-prone area that is flooded, and flood-prone area that is receiving less rainfall. These things are occurring, right? So we have system and process. Uh, well, to manage disasters at the apex level, we have National Disaster Management Authority and National Disaster Response Force. There are 12 battalions of National Disaster Response Force. Then, there are state disaster management authorities functioning at the state level. Everywhere, manpower is required, a skilled manpower. And now there is separate a state disaster mitigation fund. This is just 20% of the fund of the entire SDRMF. So disaster management is a state subject. The center can give policy plan, fund, etc., but it has to be dealt by the respective state. Okay. So SDMF, can you see the slide? A state disaster mitigation.
Visible SDMF.
Yeah, SDMF. Now it has been constituted in under 15th Finance Commission. allocation is 75% by central government and 25% by state government, and projects of all disasters notified by government of India and 10% for local disasters. तो नीचे जो आपको पहले मैंने 12 डिजास्टर्स दिखाया था, उन 12 डिजास्टर्स के लिए ज्यादा है जो आपसे प्रपोजल मांगे जा रहे हैं। तो इसमें एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का भी काम है, स्टार्टअप का भी काम है। आप प्रपोजल दीजिए, ह्यूज फंड है। केवल बिहार के लिए मैं बता रहा हूँ 2000 करोड़ है। नेशन वाइड आप सबका एवरेज जोड़ लीजिए, यूटी वगैरह सबका मिला उला करके भी अगर आपको 1000 इसमें भी होगा तो बहुत सारा, मतलब 68,000 करोड़ का है टोटल फंड साइज, which is unutilized. So you can give proposals for, for the disaster management projects. It can be given by individual, it can be given by organization, universities, institutes, etc. Okay, a group of people. So government of India is entertaining lot of projects for that. I tell you, I show you the situation in Bihar. For every state under finance commission, this fund has been allocated. In almost all the states, even at the NDMA level also, the fund is unutilized since 2021. Because after Corona, things went haywire and people could not concentrate much on disaster aspects, and we lost some valuable years. Now government of India is taking some proactive steps to utilize this huge fund. So total, even in Bihar, we have huge amount of 2,086 crore. We are entertaining proposals on mitigation from universities, institutes, individual consultants for disaster mitigation work, which can any initiative which can lessen the impact of disaster. If the project is based on that, and we are ready to fund that. The project will be evaluated by technical appraisal committee and project appraisal committee both. And if the project is found suitable, we do not have any problems in funding the project. And the most beautiful part is from across India, from pan India, even project can be submitted in one state or another state or at the national level. Okay, so the self-employment opportunities is also there for NGOs, for organizations. Also, there is ample opportunity to work on different projects. Government of India is running for different types of national. Apart from this SDMA fund, Government of India has allocated more fund for National Earthquake Risk Mitigation Program. That is called NEREMP. Okay, and see the allocation number of districts which are involved with this. There is huge fund on this particular program also. Can you see the slides? Can you see the slide on
objective of NERMP? Objectives of NERMP.
Yeah, National Earthquake Risk Mitigation Program. Similarly, we have National Urban Risk Mitigation, Urban Flood Risk Mitigation Program. And for lightning also and cyclone, 4 flagship programs have been developed by Government of India, and they are also available for funding, from NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority. Huge amount of money has been allocated for this risk mitigation program. I show you, different districts which have been identified as disaster prone. In Himachal, 12 districts have been identified as most earthquake prone. From there also, this project money will also go there. Arunachal Pradesh, that is a hilly state that is extremely prone to earthquake. Likewise, Assam, Manipur, Bihar, Delhi, Jharkhand, all 24 districts have been taken into the program, because nowadays the tremors are felt in Jharkhand also, and with increased intensity, the tremors are, when there is earthquake in Bihar or Nepal, the tremors are felt in Jharkhand also. That's why Jharkhand has also been recognized as a serious state with regard to earthquake proneness. Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and all that. Nicobar Islands, I have worked there for tsunami response program, and all the islands are prone to earthquake, and they all come under Zone 5. There are 3 districts now: Andaman, Nicobar, and Maya Bandar. See, so what are the guiding principles? I tell you briefly about mitigation programs. आपको ज्यादा करना है, पोटेंशियल हजार्ड आइडेंटिफाई करना है, मोस्ट अफेक्टेड कम्युनिटीज हजार्ड प्रोजेक्ट प्रपोजल आप बना रहे हैं, और इसे डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं आप एनडीएमए के वेबसाइट से भी. उसमें गाइडलाइंस हैं, फॉर्मेट्स हैं, किस तरीके से यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर बोथ टेक्निकल एंड फाइनेंशियल प्रपोजल, एंड accordingly you have to put forward the proposal, and that will be evaluated eventually by TAC and PAC, मतलब technical appraisal committee and project appraisal committee. Once found suitable, then the project will be approved for funding. Okay. So urban flooding is emerging as a big threat. So urban flood risk mitigation program, Government of India has allocated huge fund for that. So there are so many programs and policies, I tell you. For urban flooding, only these seven cities have been identified in the first phase, because they have experienced urban flooding regularly in the past, and they are being impacted badly. And that's why these 7 cities have been exclusively included under this program. If you have proposals for these cities also, they can be submitted in NDMA, National Disaster Management Authorities, either through NGOs, individual consultants, based on the merit of the case, and a proposal will be evaluated and funded. Okay, so quickly I move on because I am taking too much time. Now I want to run through my proposal in Bihar. Now I come to this something, because I am from Bihar and I am working here currently. I want to tell you that one disaster risk reduction roadmap has been prepared for the year 2015 to 2030, which is operational now. And we are also working in tandem with different agencies, organizations, countrywide, worldwide, you can say, for achieving resilience in villages, livelihood, cities, basic services, and critical infrastructure. And we have identified different stakeholders also. This roadmap is downloadable from web, or you can visit our website of BSTMA. It is also available there. Okay, so on 5-pronged strategy, we are working to achieve resilience, and we will be easily accepting mitigation projects under these 5 heads, and we encourage people to submit their proposals. Okay, so proposals are solicited from different stakeholders, particularly for achieving resilience. We think that actually we are able to achieve resilience in these 5 major sectors, then we can make Bihar resilient. So the proposals we are entertaining for related subjects and issues for under mitigation and preparedness both. So let us talk about career opportunities. So everywhere there is career opportunity in disaster management. I think I have given you some exposure, some understanding related to natural and man-made disaster, the institutional framework which is occurring in the country, what is the international scenario, how everything originated, how things developed over a period of time. Also, where are we now? We have really come a long way since we implemented disaster management act in the country. Now we have specialized forces in different states. Also, we have state disaster response forces. At the national level, we are having 12 battalions of national disaster response forces located all over India, so that with minimum time, they can reach the site of disaster and they can start conducting search and rescue work also. So these are some specialized forces. In that also there is a requirement that is a multidisciplinary force. In government, government of Bihar has also announced about the cadre of disaster management professionals, and they will be recruited soon. At India level also, I was attending one uh, program of National Disaster Management Authority in Vidyan Bhavan recently. So they have proposed cadre-based appointment right from NDMA to SDMA to DDMA. Professionals of different tribes like natural disasters, man-made disasters, IT professionals, support staff, uh, they all will be needed because disaster, according to Prime Minister 10-point agenda, the disaster management has been mainstreamed with all developmental activities, and there is huge requirement of disaster management professionals across the country. That is in government sector, I tell you. National Institute of Disaster Management that is also conducting so many programs. Even our young students who are passing out, from disaster management courses from various universities, they are joining there as young professionals, YPs, and they are going places. Even I know some of the, students who later on went to US and Canada, Australia with the scholarships to pursue higher studies. In NDRF, SDRF, these are specialized forces, ITBP, BSF, CISF. These people from these forces are joining NDRF. In SDRF also, like in Bihar, Home Guard, people have been skillful people have been taken from home guards. In universities now, actually, the certificate course, UG, PG courses have been planned. So a lot of teachers would be required to teach these specialized courses, and universities are really thinking seriously about it. Last year in February 2022, UGC has sent a letter to all the vice chancellors of the universities also to start uh, one or another type of course related with disaster management, at least to develop human resource in this critical field. And now even in Bihar we have taken initiatives. So we will be starting with certificate course later on. Actually, if the students are willing to pursue a career in disaster management, they can also go for higher courses. But basic course we are trying to introduce in university uh, initially, and that will be a compulsory paper of 2+1 credit. So human resource development that is taking place in a big way across the country. ISRO, NRSA, IMD, they all need disaster management professionals. They all have started inducting disaster management professionals. UN agencies, since long actually, they have been, you know, uh, taking up disaster management professionals. We were in the first phase uh, of disaster management, and that's why our capacities were built by UN agencies only when the first program of disaster management was launched by United Nations Development Program in 2002. Through that initiative, only Disaster Management Act was possible in the country, which was finally, formulated and implemented in 2005. World Bank is also giving a lot of opportunities for disaster management professionals. Even ADB, Asian Development Bank, that is also recruiting disaster management professionals. USAID, DFID, CDA, Canadian International Development Agency, DFID, British UK Development Agency, USAID, American, then CARE, Oxfam Plan, CRS, so many organizations are there, Save the Children, so many INGOs apart from NGOs, they all are recruiting people. There is Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Award also, which has been instituted by Government of India. Anybody can win it, or even the disaster management organizations or individuals who are working there, capabilities would be recognized by, you know, awarding them this coveted prize, which is announced on 23rd of January on the birth date of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose also. So opportunities are increasing manifold, but where are the skillful people? There is complete lack of a skillful uh, professionals in this particular field, because now it is becoming more specialized. We need cyclone experts. We need hydrometeorological disasters experts, agriculture experts, drought experts, climate change experts. Different. So sectoral experts are required, and you know there is lack of manpower in most of the organizations, and they are looking for good professionals and opportunities. Uh, there are many opportunities, and if people who have good experience in the field of disaster management, if they do not have any uh, specific degree in disaster, they can also join this stream, and the career will be highly rewarding. I mean, good pay packets are available both nationally and internationally. So at a national and international levels, both I mean, good positions have come up in different organizations, international organizations, government organizations, apart from NGOs and other development agencies. So with this, I end up my presentation. I have said, I think actually much I have already said, and I would like to hear from you all. So the floor is open for question and answer. If you have any queries, you can ask me. I would love to answer.
Thank you, Dr. Dilip Kumar sir. Very nice and very informative, interesting presentation. And you have used all guidelines for presenting the lecture on disaster management. So my question to you is here: what about the SDRF? SDRF, what we are very much familiar with the NDRF. Now, please tell us something about the SDRF also.
Sir, SDRF is a state-based response force. In some of the states in India, actually, SDRF has been raised, and many states are actually taking proactive steps to develop a state disaster response force. It is on the line of NDRF, National Disaster Response Force, which helps in search and rescue operations during disasters, mostly during flood and earthquake, and for firefighting also. But there is a dedicated force for of fire brigade to deal with fire episodes. So earlier the situation was for disaster. Uh, Fire brigade was pressed into service. Now, yes, I think somebody is trying to ask. Hello, yeah.
Yes,
So
yes, continue.
SDR in Bihar, sir, I tell you, in Bihar, we have taken, uh, uh, people from home guards, and they have been trained. They have been imparted training on diving, then firefighting, then MFR, medical first respond as medical first responder for giving first aid, for resuscitation, for CPR, etc. So that is a multi-sectoral force, and it is helping the victims during disasters. They are carrying out search and rescue operations, and they have uh, written so many success stories in a very short period of time since their existence, and they are also working in tandem with NDRF, and NDRF is also imparting them specialized training on different different for different stages of disaster management. And we have a commandant here state level, and in every district now government of Bihar is planning to have a one battalion of SDRF, so that at the time of disaster, yeah, that force can be utilized, and it acts uh, at the behest of, or it gets command and control from honorable CM, like NDRF gets from honorable CM. Likewise, SDRF gets the command from CM to operate. But it is under the control of SDMA, State Disaster Management Authority. Likewise, NDRF is working in tandem with National Disaster Management Authority. Hopefully, I have answered your question, sir.
Yes, very good. But now, see, is there any contribution of NDMA to establish SDRF in state, or the all expenditure will be borne by the state government? What
No,
is that?
entire expenditure of SDRF is being borne by the state government
Okay.
because the center says that disaster management is a state subject.
Okay.
You should have ways and means to manage the disaster, but we will give you technical support plus funding. From the center, we get this thing. So that's why I said when at times NDRF a team is involved in training of our SDRF people, also specialized training they give for CPR, for medical first responder, for deep diving, etc.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much for very informative. And we request you to come some other day also to tell us some more about disaster management. Because as you said rightly, disaster management is focusing on disaster risk reduction. So disaster risk reduction is also a very important issue. So we request Amitabh ji to request you to come some other day also on DRR. Thank you very much.
Okay. I would love to join. In fact, Amitabh sir was requesting me for a quite long time. I was unable to, do justice. But I think, okay, I'm really happy that I have contributed in my own small way for his program, sir. Okay, any
Especially
other
for your
question?
lecture on employment opportunity. That is wonderful.
Sir. That is what I'm saying. There is a lot of opportunity. Without any hesitation, anybody can join. Even after retirement, people are coming. They are giving good, inputs in documentation, report generation, also in strategic planning, etc. So, for everyone, the sector is open.
Door is
My
open.
friend, yes,
And
sir. Yes, sir.
you have given so much information about the disaster management, and as Joshi Sahab has also told that there should be some more webinars on disaster management, and when our knowledge increases, no, so we have all the door open for that. I have seen in Bombay so many friends, no, they learned so many things from these webinars and seminars and classes, and they took this certificates of disaster management, and they went to directly to the institution, and they told that I have this qualification. If you want to ask anything, you ask. And they asked them, and they took this certificate. This joining certificate also they took also, and immediately they have been absorbed by the company. So knowledge has no limit, or knowledge has no bound. Anyone, anytime, if listens carefully, no, they can go any day, anywhere, and they ask that. Like everybody needs talent, and we have to show the talent, and we have to show the knowledge. And I have seen so many times. One of my friend Gujjar, Prakash Gujjar, immediately he got the result of chartered accountancy, and he went to Sharp and Taylor that just now I have passed chartered accountancy final exam. If you want to ask anything, you ask me. और उससे सब कुछ पूछा, और पूछने के बाद उसी समय उसको अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर दे दिया. एंड फ्रॉम द सेकेंड डे ये ज्वाइन नो 2:30 पे रिजल्ट आई, और दूसरे दिन से उसने ज्वाइन कर लिया. ऐसे ही
नहीं, अच्छी
डिजास्टर
बात है.
मैनेजमेंट
नहीं,
में बहुत सारा अपॉर्चुनिटी
all
है.
the opportunities है.
बहुत सारा
This
अपॉर्चुनिटी
area
है,
is
और
unexplored,
हम
sir.
लोग
This is
यदि
what
ये
I'm saying.
वेबिनार
Yeah.
सुनते रहेंगे,
And for young
और हम
people,
लोग
this is the
वेबिनार में
best
भाग लेते रहेंगे,
sector.
तो हम लोग का
Yeah.
ज्ञान बढ़ेगा, और ज्ञान बढ़ने से हम लोग किसी भी चैलेंज को फेस करने में सक्षम हो पाएंगे. I
I
have
think
with
some
Naga
questions. Sri Chaitanya Singh has raised his hand, so we should ask.
Chaitanya Singh.
Yeah, Sri Chaitanya Singh,
Yes,
please.
good evening. Good evening, Dilip ji. And first of all, I would like to thank you for a fabulous discussion. Actually, it was very informative. It's just that I was traveling, so I could actually listen to your talk in bits and pieces. So I missed out on a lot of information, but I'll probably go back to the recording and would like to listen to that. Having said that, I had a couple of views and opinions, and I would like to have your
Please,
opinion around the same.
yeah.
So I was just thinking, So very beautifully you said that, I mean, how there has been a paradigm shift wherein from relief oriented it has become more about preparedness, I would say.
and
Uh,
mitigation.
but in light of the fact that we talk about Paris Convention and everything and sustainable development goal and stuff, but in real life, I mean, realistically speaking, how do you see striking a balance between, let's say, I mean, for instance, I would tell you about a year ago, I was traveling to Sikkim, and I saw that BRO has done fantastic job in terms of accessibility to the borders and stuff. But then in the process, they had to blast the mountains and the hills, and obviously that is going to lead to, let's say, landslide or some other disaster in the times to come. No, I know that you're talking about disaster management, but are there any preventive steps that can be taken? I mean, how do we uh, harmonize the two, basically? I mean, that is my question.
Yeah, so the
I don't know. I
problem
mean, I
is, sir,
could be
actually we have
transgressing
to
a little probably,
very,
and I may not
yeah,
be focused on the topic per se, but I just wanted to have your opinion around it. So,
okay,
if you can
okay.
share
So
some
first
views.
I would like to, know your introduction, sir. Please introduce yourself.
Excuse me.
Yeah, please introduce
Hello.
yourself. You have not introduced yourself yet, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Am I audible?
Oh,
Sir, please introduce yourself. You have not introduced yourself. Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Chaitanya ji wants your introduction. Chaitanya ji, we want your introduction.
Hello.
Please introduce yourself.
What is your
Chaitanya
background and
ji.
where are you working currently? So, anyway, I think actually, okay, I answer his question. So, it is, of course, we have to strike a balance between development and disaster. Otherwise, what will happen? If we will do more development, what is happening is, I tell you, more risks are getting built up, and due to that more disasters are occurring. So disaster paradigm has shifted. We are unable to, in fact, strike a balance between disaster and development. We have to mainstream disaster risk reduction strategies into all developmental planning. Otherwise, we will have more losses in the event of disasters. And these things we are seeing in Himachal currently. See, mindless development took place in the hilly region without, taking into the consideration of the vulnerability to the landslide, and hilly areas were exposed too much, and construction work has been done mindlessly. And now in the event of flash flood, uh, what exactly happened? I mean, Simla
Yeah.
and other areas, they got damaged extensively. So first we have to know whether we are doing the real development or not, or we are creating more risk by our development. Like we are cutting trees, and we are constructing houses, concrete jungles. So they will add more risk, and that is happening.
Absolutely.
So we have
I
to,
think we have to somewhere keep our economic interests also behind us and look at the bigger picture and see how to protect the world itself, rather than looking at parochial interests. Because tourism also, for instance, right? I mean, Tehri Dam
yeah,
and all. I mean, you would know more than I would. But then I think, I mean, that has again led to probably about building the dams for hydroelectricity also, perhaps. In China, we've seen so many things happening. So, I mean, whereas they say that water can be used as a weapon, and that was the whole idea, but then that has
yeah,
actually led to floods within China itself also.
yeah. So China is
Yeah.
extremely prone to flood because they have not managed their water resources properly. Even there is a debate going on, if we are creating more and more dams, they are also adding to the disasters because dam bursts are occurring, and due to that, adjoining areas and townships, they are getting, washed away. So these episodes we have seen worldwide, particularly what happened in Libya. See, in Libya witnessed huge flood just last week only, and more than 10,000 people have died there. In this, I mean, can you imagine? In a state like Bihar, I tell you, now we have controlled the loss of life. occurring due to flood because the preparedness has been enhanced too much. Now we are witnessing more deaths due to lightning, and lightning has emerged the highest death-causing disaster in the state, in Bihar. And we have minimized the loss of life due to flood with our preparedness and mitigation measures. And we are having one safe sim program. We are imparting training to youth so that they can sim at a free of cost training we are imparting at the district level through master trainers. We have trained the master trainers at the state level. So I mean, resilience can be achieved, and moreover, we can reduce the risk. So, but what we are doing is by our development processes, we are creating more risk into the system, and literally we are giving invitation to disasters. So we have to stop creating risk which are eventually increasing the vulnerabilities of the communities. And in order to achieve resilience, we have to work more and more for preparedness and mitigation and community-based disaster preparedness. That is required. We have to reach up to the last mile, and people have to be made aware about do's and don'ts related to different disasters. Moreover, I mean, there should be trained, and safe behavior should also be enforced in them through mock drill exercises. If their zone is prone to flood or earthquake, they should be told about do's and don'ts and how to protect themselves against different disasters. So, yeah. Have I been able to
Absolutely. Thank you
answer
so
your
much.
question
I mean,
convincingly, sir?
absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you.
Okay, sir. Actually, please introduce yourself. I do not know. I mean, in which area you are working. Hello. Yeah. Now I see Mr. Chetri. He has raised his hand.
Is that meant for me or?
I'm Pallav Kumar Chittej, sir.
Yeah, Pallav Kumar Chetri.
I'm Pallav Kumar Chittej. The title is unique. पूरे वर्ल्ड में मेरी माँ के नाम से जुड़ा हुआ है. I'm not a क्षेत्री. कई लोग क्षितिज बोल देते हैं. मैं बोला नहीं, मेरी माँ के नाम से जुड़ा है. तो जस से जन्म लेने वाला, जैसे पंख में जन्म लेने वाले को कमल कहते हैं, वही मेरे माँ के नाम से है. So anyway, that is different. So I am Pallav Kumar Chittej, sir. I have served since last 24 years with Government of India, and I have seen so many disasters, live disasters I have seen. I have served with, in 2001, the first disaster. I was posted in Valsad, the southernmost district of Gujarat. एंड वहां से सूरत से लेकर के अहमदाबाद में जो लंबी लंबी ऊंची इमारतें 7वें फ्लोर तक नीचे घुस गई थी जमीन में. आई एम हैप्पी टू सी यू दैट यू आर हियर इन दिल्ली दीज डेज, एंड यू मस्ट हैव सीन कि आजकल क्या किस हिसाब से ऊंची ऊंची इमारतें बन रही हैं, गगनचुंबी इमारतें सो कॉल्ड जो बोलेंगे. लेकिन I think you have given an excellent presentation, and that's what we need, the public lecture series program, awareness campaign, and yes, इतने करने के बावजूद भी मुझे लगता है somewhere of other, since I'm working with the Government of India, I can't say much about that, but from the flip side of the coin, I think more strictness is required now कि हर एक बार आप बिल्डिंग क्या किस नॉर्म से आप खड़े कर रहे हैं, का क्या वो अर्थक्वेक प्रॉन वाला नॉर्म्स आपने ये एक्सेप्ट किया है कि नहीं किया. Second live thing, since I have served with AIMS Delhi also for 5 years, I was admino. And I had seen, despite working with V. Srinivas sir, now Secretary to Government of India, 89 बैच IAS राजस्थान कैडर, उनके साथ हमने काम किया. हमने सुभाषिस पांडा सर जो अब तो एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी बन के यहाँ हैं, DDA के वाइस चेयरमैन हैं, उनके साथ हमने कई बार लाइव ट्रेनिंग दिए. देन ऑल्सो हमारा मॉक ड्रिल ऑफ फायर का करने के बावजूद भी अगले ही सप्ताह आग लग गई और भीषण आग लगी. सो कई बार उसके बाद में हमने एक मीटिंग की कि क्या करना चाहिए. तो लेमैन के रूप में जब तक हम लोग नहीं करेंगे, पब्लिक अवेयरनेस फिर हर एक के रूम में जाकर के बिफोर गोइंग आउट ऑफ योर ऑफिस यू मस्ट स्विच ऑफ ऑल योर गैजेट्स एंड स्विचेस आल्सो. वो सब चीज करने के बाद देन वी केम टू नो दैट पब्लिक अवेयरनेस फॉर एट ग्रास रूट लेवल से लेकर के ऊपर तक करना पड़ेगा. So thank you for your expert comments and presentation, sir. And I hope that अब चंद्रयान के बाद में कुछ और ज्यादा चीज हमें मिलेगी, क्योंकि कब भूकंप आने वाला है इसका प्रेडिक्शन अभी तक हम लोग नहीं कर पाते हैं, इसलिए धड़ल्ले से लोग कर रहे हैं. एटलीस्ट ये वाला चीज अगर हमारे ऊपर में आए.
भूकंप के कुछ अर्ली वार्निंग लिमिटेशन है. Early warning, whosoever will develop early warning system for earthquake, he will surely get Nobel Prize at it.
Yes.
People are
So
working.
hoping for the best, sir. Keeping finger crossed. We are trying to look for something जिससे अभी आप हिमाचल में ही देखिए ना. अभी मेरे सेक्रेटरी साहब से मैं परसों में मैं मीटिंग में था फ्राइडे में with secretary rural development, and he said कि पल्लव जी we have lost so many things. I'm like, sir, you have lost, but it was again the man-made. कोई check तो होना पड़ेगा ना sir. So anyway, I can't say and speak, but it's a really tough time for everyone. We must to have एक SWOT analysis जरूर कर लेना चाहिए before getting to any project. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think M. Prasad sir has joined, so actually I would request him to apprise us with his valuable views.
प्रसाद साहब को मैं बहुत देर से फोन कर रहा था, पता नहीं क्या प्रॉब्लम हो गई.
I have been very attentively listening to a wonderful lecture from Mr. Dilip Kumar. Dilip ji, बहुत खुशी हुई, आपने बहुत अच्छा presentation दिया. A lot of things are very relevant, more or less life-saving for us also, especially in the city of Patna. Urban flooding का जो situation है यहाँ पर हर बरसात में हम लोग देखते हैं. Indiscriminate construction of buildings without taking care for the lightning. आपने मैं तो पहली दफे मैं सुन रहा हूँ कि lightning related deaths are probably topping the list in the hazards. तो मैं आपसे सवाल जो पूछना चाहता हूँ, instead of talking about myself, हमें ये बताइए कि you mentioned about certificate courses. Now, who are eligible for the certificate courses and who imparts them? The reason why I'm asking this, I happen to be associated with the Human Rights Association and also with the National Human Resource Development. Now, these two organizations are absolutely precisely related to the concern for the development of the capabilities of human resources, because as you rightly said, in the event of a disaster, what matters is the manpower. And the manpower training, I have no much idea what is the way in which the preparedness is being taken care of by the government. You mentioned a number of institutions, universities and others, but I haven't come across any such information that a dedicated institution is calling for people to come forward for training or certificate courses in disaster management. I do not know if it is permissible for associations like ours to organize disaster management courses or certificate courses. But if there is such a proposal, kindly tell us how do we go about it, because my association, of which I am the chapter president, I'm associated with almost all the management institutes in Patna.
You are a senior bureaucrat, so
So, if you can tell us, then we can certainly take some initiative. Uh, and I do feel that if a person goes for employment in a corporate sector, which has a number of factories or which has a whatever number of factories, their production facilities, particularly chemical industries and others, I'm sure that they should really be looking forward to trained disaster management trained people to be employed in those companies. I am not sure whether this kind of advisory has been issued by the Ministry of Commerce or under the company law to take care of this aspect. But this seems to be a very relevant aspect because in the event of a disaster happening, I don't think anybody. I mean, there must be people in proximity or in-house facility to take care of. At the present, I think all that they are doing is to have fire extinguishers, and fire extinguishers are just a small part of the overall requirement. So, if you kindly tell us how we associations should go about, if it is possible, to organize certificate courses for students of management in the state. Thank you.
thank you, sir, for your valuable insights as well as question. And well, your question is basically related to how to start a certificate course for management students through your organization also. So, well, sir, actually, UGC has issued one letter to all the universities to start at least one type of course in the university. For that, first teachers are required, then syllabus is required, and then the students are required. The teachers who would be teaching them, they have to be imparted training first. And moreover, you asked about some training programs. So we are at BSDMA level Patna, we are conducting so many training programs on different thematic areas of 3 days, 5 days, 12 days, and we are giving certificates on the specialized thematic areas to the participants. We have some flagship programs like Chief Minister School Safety Program. For that, we are teaching teachers, we are giving training to students through our programs. So one Safe Saturday component is inbuilt for that. Then number two, we have Safe Swim program. We are imparting training skills, and we are keeping the trainees or volunteers in Nini, Patna, or at the district levels, different places wherever the ponds are available, where we can impart swimming skill to the participants. I mean, they are getting training on that particular area, and their evaluation is also done. Based on that, certificates are given, sir. Then we have for earthquake resistivity, we have earthquake safe construction program, and we have imparted training to more than 200 engineers and 19,500 around masons across Bihar in phase-wise manner for earthquake safe construction, and they have received certificate also. So even, I mean, the masons up to the village level, they are now trained to construct houses adopting earthquake resistance construction practices. Now we have training program of community volunteers. We are training them on first aid, search and rescue, and different aspects on on voluntary basis, people can join this program. After successful completion, the volunteers should not be more than 40 years age or so. They can get certificates and they can work in the field of disaster management. And now I'm coming to institutions and academia. Universities, for universities, we have taken initiative to start courses, either certificate or UG or PG or advanced level courses based upon the infrastructure and the teaching faculties they are having. They have to decide. But UGC has already designed a syllabus in collaboration with National Institute of Disaster Management for UG level basic course. That is now being implemented pan India. So efforts are on, and Bihar, is the first state to take the initiative, and it has already started working on it. And moreover, we had one conference of all the vice chancellors of government universities of Bihar. They participated actively in that. We have shared the syllabus also, and we have requested them to start the course soon, and they have agreed to start at least one basic course at the UG level with 2+1 credit. With 2+1 credit. So that is what we are doing now. So courses can be started if there are some volunteers, if there are some professionals who are interested in taking some specialized trainings on different thematic areas. They can also contact us. Our opportunities are displayed on our websites also. They can contact us and they can be part of our training program. They can contribute as faculty members also, resource persons also. So the possibilities are endless. And moreover, we are expanding and expanding and expanding in all uh, uh, areas of disaster management. And particularly, we are working in the field of training and capacity building. That is number one. Number two, on awareness generation tools for disaster management, so that disaster related losses can be minimized at various level. Then we are working for planning, and we have developed district disaster management plans of all the districts, apart from a state disaster management plan and a state action plan on climate change. So for all 38 districts, and we have also developed 12 city disaster management plans for urban resilience, for urban risk reduction. So many things we are doing, and regular mock drills we are doing through NDRF and SDRF at different places in the schools, in hospital. Then we have also developed one program, 16-point uh, index we have developed for fire safety in hospitals. Since it has been implemented, there is no episode of fire in any hospital of Bihar. You might have heard about so many fire incidents taking place across uh, country, but now we have achieved some kind of resilience for hospital fire in the state, and that can also be recognized as an achievement. So different thematic areas, we are imparting training, we are giving certificates, and now we are also telling universities to start such courses. But universities, so I think I've been able to answer your question, sir.
Yes, you have been. Thank you so much. Then kindly tell us whether we should approach you directly or through the state government.
Either way, but you can contact our head of organization also. I
So,
mean, will like
we would
sharing
like,
their
so we would
moreover.
like you to kindly leave with Amitabh ji
Sir,
the detailed address and tell
sure,
and
sir. It is available on the
contact.
website also,
Yes.
and our office is located in Patel Bhavan, Delhi Road, fifth
I
floor.
just wanted to share with you. I mean, a very encouraging initiative has been taken this
Sir,
year
sir.
by the National Human Rights Commission, and my unit the Bihar the Human Rights Association, of which I am the president. We have been invited there to participate in that international conference, and a flood of new opportunities are coming up in association with the Human Rights Commission also, because I personally feel that there is hardly any. I mean, even the disaster area or disaster management area is not out of the purview of the human rights also, nor is it out of the purview of the national human resource development, which these two organizations with which I am associated would be. I mean, we are really very happy to hear this. I'm sorry that I somehow did not have adequate information about this, as I have received it from you today, but it will certainly help me to coordinate things. We are certainly very much keen that the information or education about disaster management, especially in relevant areas to particular relevant domains in relevant areas, we must really take much greater initiative. And your talk today has really incentivized me to take greater interest through the organizations with which I am associated. Thank you so much.
So thank you, sir. I take it as a huge compliment, appreciation from a senior bureaucrat like you, sir. I'm really overwhelmed. Thank you very much, sir.
So let us manage, Dilip ji, so that other people, which Prasad Saab is telling, they can take certificate course, they can do certificate course, and they can be awarded certificate. And Chaitanya Singh has also joined. Chaitanya Singh, आपने अपना इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं दिया. Chaitanya Singh, he wants to know, Dilip ji.
I'm so sorry. I was logged out actually. As I said, I'm traveling. So I'm a corporate lawyer, Dilip ji. I'm a corporate lawyer and I specialize in intellectual property rights. I'm based out of Bangalore. And basically, I'm from Patna. So I'm planning to shift back to Patna. So
So we can do something together. Yeah, there is Chanakya Law University here. You know.
I know. Of course, there is. Yeah. No, in fact, I was associated briefly with National Law School, Bangalore. Also, they used to hire me as a resource person to speak on trademark laws and copyright laws. So, and I've been a part of WIPO also in New York for the brief period of time before joining the corporate sector.
You can be a very good resource person for us, sir.
No,
but your capability is very good.
I mean, it was lovely talk actually. I mean, love listening to you.
I try to keep some insight regarding
Unfortunately,
disaster management. Yeah. So, I mean, that was a small effort from my part, because in 1.5 hours, I think, it is very difficult to teach the subject of disaster management. If we talk about flood, then we can keep talking about flood for 1.5 hours or so.
I know. It's so
Different. So I just wanted to give glimpse of everything, in nutshell. Hopefully, I have been able to do justice with my.
Very much.
Absolutely good. I mean, you've done more than due justice that you could have done within the constraint of time that you had. I mean, it was a fabulous job. Actually, बहुत अच्छा लगा. Seriously, I mean, it was really nice listening to your talk.
Thanks for your compliment. Yeah, really overwhelmed. Yeah. I would like to listen to my friend from Jharkhand, Kiran Jalem. You are keeping quiet.
Dr. Salim.
Kiran Jalem.
Dr. Salim, are you here?
Yeah. Just I was away from my seat. It was wonderful listening to Dilip Kumar ji. I enjoyed your session, and he was instrumental in running a disaster management paper in our own university, which I work for, Central University of Jharkhand. So I appreciate his knowledge, his experience, and the way he articulated things in this session was wonderful. So we look forward to work with you again, sir, with BSDMA, and personally you as an expert in this area. Thank you, Dilip ji.
Thank you, Kiranji. You are my colleague, and we had been associated in IAS Academy, Ranchi. We worked together for almost 6-7 years there as faculty member of disaster management, and we took initiative to start a course of disaster management in Central University Jharkhand, Ranchi. So really, I have fond memories of that, and we are doing something together in our own small ways.
Yes, sir. We cherish those wonderful moments together. Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Nagarajan ji, you have given so many comments while this webinar was going on. So you want to say anything special, or you want to comment, or you want to ask any question from Dilip ji? Nagarajan ji, you want to say something?
He has left, sir. I think we can conclude now. I think he has left.
He has not left, but his name is coming here.
Yeah.
He has he will have to unmute this mic, no? Nagarajan ji, you want to say something? Okay, Sheetal ji, you want to say something? Sheetal, you want to say something? Sheetal
Sharma, are you there?
Sheetal Sharma, you want to say something? शीतल शर्मा कुछ बोलिए, आपको कुछ बोलना है तो। सत्यवान पंडित आपको कुछ कहना है? सत्यवान जी, यू वांट टू से समथिंग?
मैं हिमाचल से हूँ, सत्यवान पंडित। हेलो, एम आई ऑडिबल? नहीं, बहुत अच्छा लगा। मैं पूरा सेमिनार सुन रहा था। बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन रहा, बहुत अच्छा आप लोगों ने प्रेजेंट किया। और हिमाचल में जो ये ट्रेजेडी से जो त्रासदी हुई है, ये आपदा आई है इस साल, ये बहुत ही भयानक और बहुत ही डिस्ट्रॉइंग है, और ये डेफिनेटली मैनमेड है। और इसके ऊपर जिस तरह के प्रपोजल, जिस तरह की आप लोगों ने सबमिशन की है कि इसमें गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया भी कुछ कर रही है, तो हम ये अभी डिफरेंट लेवल पे, मैं तो एक नॉन गवर्नमेंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम करता हूँ, तो उसमें जो है डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ प्रयास हो रहे हैं अलग अलग क्षेत्र से। तो उसमें हमें डेफिनेटली आने वाले समय में एक मदद भी चाहिए होगी, और जो अपने लेवल पे जो डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन काम कर रही है उसको भी हम आगे बढ़ाएंगे। तो मैं आप सबका बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। थैंक यू। प्लीज।
धन्यवाद पंडित जी। थैंक्स अ लॉट फॉर गिविंग वैल्यूएबल इनपुट्स। सर, Amitabh sir, I think now we can conclude. Time is also exceeding. Yeah, people are. Yes, sir. Amitabh sir.
झा साहब आए थे, बीएन झा साहब हैं। अब मैं चाहूंगा कि अमृत बानी अपने चंद्रेश्वर खान साहब से सुने। आज का स्टार्टिंग तो हम लोग प्रसाद साहब से नहीं सुन पाए। प्रसाद साहब एक प्रश्न पूछें आपसे। प्रसाद साहब का माइक। हाँ, एक प्रश्न पूछें आपसे।
हाँ, बोलिए ना।
आज बड़ा शॉकिंग लगा आपका, हमने देखा है हमारे ग्रुप से लिखा हुआ है कि मिस्टर एन प्रसाद लेफ्ट। क्यों?
नहीं, हमने तो नहीं लिखा ये।
उसको जरा देख लीजिएगा। आप तो मेन आदमी, मेन गार्जियन आप ही हैं। आप हमारे ग्रुप में रहिएगा।
5 मिनट देर हुई हमको, थोड़ा आगे से नहीं होगी ये, इतना ही मैं कहूँगा। देर हुई।
अमिताभ सर, एक चीज और मैं बोलना चाहूंगा कि जो लेफ्ट जो देख के घबराएं मत सर, हम लोग वी ऑल आर वर्किंग। ये हमारे यहाँ, और चूंकि संडे के दिन में ढेर सारे लोगों का फोन अगर आ जाते हैं तो ऑटोमेटिकली हम लोग इट विल मैसेज दैट आई हैव लेफ्ट बट आई विल ज्वाइन अगेन, सो प्लीज डोंट बी वरीड कि हम लोग छोड़ दिए। अखौरी साहब इज सीनियर मोस्ट हमारे ये हैं,
हम थोड़ा शॉक्ड हो गया कि हमारे सीनियर मोस्ट हैं और स्टार्टिंग इन्हीं से हम करते हैं।
प्रोफेसर अजय श्रीवास्तव सर ने बोला होगा कि कम से कम इसमें टॉपिक में, चूंकि वो नेशनल सेमिनार इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार में अभी बिजी हैं संजीव रांची में, उन्होंने बताया भी होगा कि ढेर सारे
ठीक है सर, डोंट वरी। एक्चुअली हाँ, तो आई एम रियली हैप्पी टू ज्वाइन दिस वेबिनार।
So we are very
thankful and grateful to Amitabh sir for giving me this opportunity. I think
नहीं सर, हम चाहेंगे हम सभी जितने भी हमारे स्कॉलर्स हैं सब हमारे साथ बने रहें, और प्रसाद साहब और चंद्रेश्वर खान साहब, उमेश जोशी, ये सब विद्वान, ये पल्लव जी, ये सब लोगों को, बीएन झा, ये लोगों को, दिलीप जी भी है, दिलीप जी भी डिजास्टर की दुनिया के एक बादशाह हैं। हम जानते हैं उनको पर्सनली, हम चुन चुन के लाते हैं। अगले 2-3 सप्ताह में बहुत अच्छे अच्छे स्पीकर को मैंने सेलेक्ट किया है, और इसलिए हम लोग के ग्रुप में हमारे सारे बुजुर्गों का आशीर्वाद बने रहना चाहिए, और फिर हम लोग मिलेंगे। और दिलीप साहब का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, और बहुत सुंदर प्रेजेंटेशन था। और अभी तो प्रसाद साहब के लिए मैनेजमेंट के स्टूडेंट्स का क्लास का व्यवस्था करना ये बहुत मुश्किल काम नहीं है। चाहा जाएगा तो उसको जल्दी से करवा दिया जाएगा।
बिल्कुल
नंबर 1
बिल्कुल हम लोगों का बहुत ही हारमोनियस, होमोजेनियस और डेडिकेटेड ग्रुप है। एक दूसरे को मदद करने से हम लोग कोई भी काम ऐसा बहुत मुश्किल नहीं है जो हम नहीं कर पाएंगे। और ये तो रास्ता दिखा दिया अभी दिलीप कुमार जी को मैं इतना ही कहना चाहता हूँ कि बाय डिफॉल्ट उनका स्वागत, उनका वेलकम हमारे मुंह से नहीं हुआ, तो मैं उसको मेकअप करता हूँ बहुत हृदय से। आपको वेलकम और थैंक्स दोनों के साथ साथ अभी आप अमृत वाणी सुनेंगे चंद्रेश्वर खान जी से। बहुत खुशी हुई आपकी जो टॉक हुई, बहुत ही एजुकेटिव, बहुत ही इंफॉर्मेटिव, और हम लोग अब कांटेक्ट में रहेंगे सर आपसे।
सर
थैंक यू।
बिल्कुल सर,
बहुत अच्छा। और जोशी जी भी हैं हमारे साथ। जोशी जी, हम लोग चाहें तो डीओपीटी का भी प्रोग्राम मैनेजमेंट के स्टूडेंट्स को करवा सकते हैं। जोशी जी मास्टर ट्रेनर ऑफ डीओपीटी है। ऐसे बहुत से लोग, मलय घोष आईएएस हैं, और उसके बाद हम लोग सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स करवाते थे अपने सर्विस लाइफ में भी, अभी भी कराते हैं। हो सकता है कि फिर हमको डिप्लॉयमेंट हम लोगों को मिले।
अमिताभ जी, एनआईडीएम में जो एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर थे श्री संतोष कुमार साहब, उन्होंने भी बिहार में, झारखंड में क्या पूरे इंडिया में प्रोग्राम कराए, उनका भी सहयोग लेंगे।
संतोष कुमार जी के छोटे भाई हैं दिलीप जी। संतोष कुमार जी के ये छोटे भाई हैं दिलीप जी, अपने छोटे भाई, सगे भाई हैं।
इंटरनेशनली फेम्ड पर्सन है, एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर थे। तो ये भी बड़ा अच्छा है। डॉक्टर दिलीप कुमार उनके छोटे भाई हैं। बिल्कुल, बहुत अच्छे
छोटे भाई हैं, और दोनों बहुत नॉलेजेबल हैं। तो हम लोग ये सब काम करवा सकते हैं, और इसको अच्छा। और एक अभी सत्यम साहब के किसी ने कहा कि वहां पर कहाँ ये अभी जो डिजास्टर आया था उसको उसमें कुछ सहायता करने की जरूरत पड़ेगी। तो ये दो 3 जगह का फंक्शन हम लोग के सामने आया, तो हम लोग उसको टैकल करने में समर्थ हैं, तो उसको हम लोग किया जाए। दिलीप जी के सहयोग से, सीमा जी हैं, सीमा जी के सहयोग से, जोशी जी के सहयोग से, और हम लोग सब कोई मिलकर इस पर कुछ करेंगे। और अब हम सुनेंगे चंद्रेश्वर खान साहब की अमृत वाणी, और क्लोजिंग इनके बिना अधूरा रहता है, ओपनिंग प्रसाद साहब के बिना अधूरा रहता है, मिडिल जोशी जी के बिना अधूरा रहता है, और अपर मिडिल में पल्लव जी के बिना अधूरा रहता है। तो ये सब हमारे विद्वान लोग जो हैं वो नहीं
नागेश झा
रहते
जी
हैं,
नहीं
तो
आ रहे हैं। अमिताभ जी, देखिएगा कहीं बीमार बीमार तो नहीं है।
हैं?
नागेश झा नहीं
क्या?
आ रहे हैं ना, नागेश झा जी कहीं बीमार तो नहीं हो
नागेश
गए
झा
क्या?
जी का ये टेलीफोन शायद कोई हाईजैक कर लिया है, और वो बोल रहे हैं सोमवार के बाद उनका फोन ठीक हो पाएगा, तब उसके बाद वो सोमवार अगले संडे से वो ज्वाइन करेंगे। तो अगले संडे को, और हमको आकांक्षा शर्मा मिल गई हैं। आकांक्षा शर्मा वो साइकोलॉजी पर बताएंगी, और इस मतलब स्ट्रेस, मतलब यंग लोग और मिडिल एजेड लोग और सीनियर सिटीजन लोग किस तरह से अपने को स्ट्रेस से दूर रख सकें, वो साइकोलॉजी की डॉक्टर हैं, वो उसके संबंध में बताएंगे। बहुत पहले वो हम लोगों के 2 मीटिंग में भाग ले चुकी हैं और बहुत अच्छा स्पीच देती हैं। दिलीप साहब आप भी रहिएगा, और शनिवार को दिलीप सिन्हा साहब बोलेंगे उस पर कि G20 का इकोनॉमिकल प्रभाव इंडिया पर कैसा पड़ेगा, और दुनिया से रिलेशनशिप हमारा कैसा बना, और हम सभी का G20 का इम्पैक्ट क्या, माने फ्यूचर प्रभाव क्या पड़ेगा, और हम कितना प्रोग्रेस कर पाएंगे। ये बहुत अच्छा टॉपिक है। इसके बाद सीमा सिंह ने भी समय दिया है और डिजास्टर पर बोलेंगे। हम चाहेंगे दिलीप जी हर बार अपना समय निकाल के आए, क्योंकि एक आप हमारे लिए बहुमूल्य एसेट हैं। जैसे प्रोफेसर अजय, प्रोफेसर BN झा, ये लोग हैं, ये सब हम लोगों के लिए बहुत बड़े संपत्ति हैं। हम उनको सुनना चाहेंगे। चंद्रेश्वर खान साहब।
सर
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आज का बड़ा ही अनोखा रहा और विस्तार से रहा, और आज वाली को अमृत वाणी दूसरे तरफ से हम ला रहे हैं।
हाँ जी।
पूरी दुनिया में समुद्र मंथन हो रहा है विकास के लिए, और चूंकि भारत अब अपनी श्रेष्ठतम स्थिति की तरफ फिर से पुनः ये अपनी गति, मति और प्रगति को एक नए रूप में समझ रहा है, तो जब भी मंथन होता है तो अमृत और जहर दोनों निकलते हैं, डेवलपमेंट एंड डिस्ट्रक्शन। तो डेवलपमेंट में तो हाथ बटाने वाले बहुत लोग होते हैं, लेकिन जहर का भी शमन करना है तो वो हर कोई नहीं कर सकता है, वो हर कर सकते हैं। और ये जो डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट जो है वो हर के काम जैसा लगता है, यानी शिव के काम के जैसा लगता है। तो ये जो मैं विज्ञान और इन चीजों को जोड़ते हुए कहना चाहूंगा कि रिस्क मैनेजमेंट से मेरा जुड़ाव बहुत गहरा रहा है, और रिस्क मैनेजमेंट से इसको आपको धन्यवाद ज्ञापन देते हुए ये कहना पड़ेगा कि हम लोग एलिमिनेशन और रिडक्शन की बात सोचते हैं, लेकिन जब तक आइडेंटिफिकेशन नहीं होता है तब तक कुछ नहीं होता। इफ वी आर इन टच for identification that what are the potential challenges are going to come, and that we have identified, then reduction and elimination becomes possible. Unfortunately, जब घर जल जाता है तो लगता है कि एक स्विच को हमने ऑफ नहीं किया, उसमें 1 सेकेंड लगते, लेकिन फिर से घर बनाने में बहुत कुछ लगता है। तो बहुत सारे जो आपदाएं हैं, विपदाएं हैं, वो हमारी लापरवाही के चलते आते हैं और हैबिट्स के चलते आते हैं। तो चेंजिंग द माइंडसेट फ्रॉम द डिस्ट्रक्टिव एटीट्यूड to development attitude, growth mindset is called for, and Dr. Dilip has very, very precisely brought these kind of things, that how this mindset could be created at the local canvas, at the people level, and at the planet level. Something could be predicted, many things cannot be predicted. But if the preparedness is there, then many good things could be done. Dilip ji, you have shown a very good light of Dilip हैं, और दिलीप में तो बड़ी ताकत है। दिलीप ने पुराने जमाने में भी बहुत काम किया है और उनके वंशज ने हर के माध्यम से गंगा को भी जमीन पर लाने का काम करवाया। और आज जो बहुत सारे जो मैं डिसास्टर वाले इलाके का, बाढ़ वाले इलाके का, बहुत कुछ मैनेज हुआ है, लेकिन बहुत कुछ मैनेज करने की जरूरत है। नदियों का जितना विकास होगा और भी तमाम चीजों का, आप जानते ही हैं कि किस तरह से छिछली हो गई हैं सारी नदियां। झड़िया की आपने बातचीत की, आज मैं थोड़ा बोल रहा हूँ, उसके नीचे आग है और घर वहां तेजी से बन रहे हैं। या तो ये लोगों की गहरी लापरवाही है या सरकार का उसकी तरफ ध्यान नहीं। इनफैक्ट जमीन का दाम बढ़ गया और वहां घर बनाना मना है। तो इन चीजों को यदि लाइट में ला करके देखा जाएगा और वही जब कोलैप्स करेगा तो स्थितियां दूसरी हो जाएंगी। तो एक वातावरण का निर्माण कि कैसे हम कई विपदाओं को रोक सकते हैं, कैसे जो कई आपदाएं हैं जो मानव निर्मित हैं, क्योंकि आपने बहुत सही कहा कि प्रकृति बाद में करती है जब मानव उसका पहले प्रारंभ कर देता है और वो अपने मानवीय गुण नहीं बल्कि अमानवीय तरीके से विकास को लाने का प्रयास करता है। आपके स्टॉक के लिए जितने विद्वान जन यहाँ आए और अभी भी मौजूद हैं, डॉक्टर नागराजन, अबाउट द हिंदी यू सेड द म्यूजिकल लैंग्वेज, you are very, very correct. It's a very musical language. So I thought that besides the English, let me use the musical language also, because in our own kind of hitherto personal work, we use Hindi only. So, and you stayed up to the last. It's very, very important. पल्लव जी, उमेश जी, सर का तो, अखौरी साहब का तो ये तो मूल आधार है। मैं सीधे विश्व पितामह बोलता हूँ, क्योंकि बहुत कम लोग हैं जो इस अवस्था में इतनी समय और शक्ति देते हैं। चैतन्य जी को आज देख करके बड़ी खुशी हुई। और अमिताभ जी, थोड़ा समय हम लोग लेते हैं, आप समय भी पहले से अनाउंस कर दीजिए कि प्रोबेबिलिटी विल बी देयर। तो
जी प्रणाम।
इधर उधर थोड़ा यदि हम लोग सिनेमा जाते तो 3 घंटा देखते ही थे, तो जिनको किन्हीं पर कोई जोर जबरदस्ती नहीं है, लेकिन ये ज्ञान का सागर है, इसमें से यदि हम लोग कुछ ले सकें तो ले सकें। आज मैं थोड़ा जय बोल गया क्योंकि अमृत की तलाश है और जहर को भगाने का प्रयास है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आभार और प्रणाम।
प्रणाम प्रसाद साहब और चंद्रेश्वर खान साहब, जोशी जी, सबको चरण पर। नागार्जुन जी, वेलकम, you should come always. Chaitanya ji, you should also come. आपके आने से रौनक बढ़ जाती है। पल्लव जी के बिना तो हमारा अधूरा रहता है। और दिलीप जी तो आज ने कमाल कर दिया, हम हमेशा सुनेंगे। और जोशी जी हमारे एक अस्थायी स्तंभ बन चुके हैं। और हम फिर कल अगले शनिवार को दिलीप सिन्हा को सुनेंगे। दिलीप जी आप भी जरूर रहिएगा, बहुत अच्छा बोलते हैं। उनके पास इतना सुंदर सुंदर डाटा है। और G20 का हम लोगों के भविष्य पर, भारत के भविष्य पर क्या असर होगा और दुनिया के भविष्य पर क्या असर होगा, ये जानना चाहा था प्रसाद साहब ने। उन्होंने पहले बात कर ली थी, फिर हमने बात किया, वो राजी भी हो गए। और फिर इसके बाद उसके दूसरे ही दिन हम साइकोलॉजिस्ट को सुनेंगे। और उसके बाद डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का क्लास सीमा सिंह का होगा। हम लोग फिर मिलेंगे, फिर अच्छा ढंग से हम लोग फिर और दिलीप जी का क्लास और लेंगे, चैतन्य जी का भी लेंगे। चैतन्य जी की वाइफ ह्यूमन एम्पावरमेंट में बहुत कुछ कर रही है, गुंजन जी, और उनका भी लेंगे। और चैतन्य जी के फादर MBBS डॉक्टर हैं, जिन्होंने मेरा जान बचाया है 2 बार हार्ट अटैक से, तो MBBS हैं वो। हम उनका भी एक क्लास लेंगे यहाँ पर। और उनको भी रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे कि वो डॉक्टरी के संबंध में बोले। एम्स के डायरेक्टर जनरल भी हमारे कांटेक्ट में आए हैं, उनसे भी हमने कांटेक्ट किया है। और वो भी हमारा एक वेबिनार का क्लास लेंगे। सबसे मेरी बातें चल रही हैं और धीरे धीरे हमारा ये ग्रुप और भी ज्यादा ग्रो करेगा। और आप सभी का आशीर्वाद भी बहुत जरूरी है। केवल मेरे प्रयास से कुछ नहीं होता है, आप सभी के आशीर्वाद का आकांक्षी अमिताभ
आप सबों का
सभी को
आशीर्वाद मैं भी
प्रणाम
मांगता
करता
हूँ
है।
सर।
और फिर चाहते हैं कि हम लोग
ओके
अगली बार
ओके सर,
अगले
धन्यवाद।
शनिवार को फिर मिले। दिलीप जी एक और कोई बढ़िया सुंदर टॉपिक चुनिएगा। ये यूथ के एम्पावरमेंट का क्लास आपने लिया, बहुत सुंदर रहा। और जो 2 प्रपोजल हमारे पास आए हैं उनका भी कुछ समाधान हम लोग निकालेंगे। तो हम लोगों का वर्क भी रहेगा। और हमारे साथ टैक्सी पल्लव जी हैं, सुनील कुमार जी भी आए थे। हम लोग फिर शनिवार को मिलेंगे। सभी को प्रणाम, सभी को
ओके,
प्रणाम।
सभी को प्रणाम। गुड नाइट सर।
गुड नाइट, गुड नाइट,
प्रणाम।
गुड
प्रणाम। बहुत सुंदर अमिताभ जी, बहुत सुंदर। जोशी साहब प्रणाम, बहुत
थैंक
अच्छा
यू
लगा।
सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच, बहुत अच्छा लगा सर। आप लोगों के बहुत अच्छा
पल्लव
चल
जी
रहा है सर।
जमे हुए हैं। डॉक्टर नागराजन, यू आर फ्रॉम व्हिच प्लेस?
ये बंद कर देना थोड़ी देर।